from here. Go ahead.
I actually do have something.
Okay.
One thing.
Go ahead.
I think circling back to something I think we asked Corinne about a couple of days ago, but
Sure.
the mayor of the District of Columbia has announced that she's going to significantly reduce the restrictions, the COVID restrictions, indoor mask wearing. I think comes off at the end of the month. The requirement to show proof of vaccination has ended, I think, as of yesterday. The campus, the White House campus, is in Washington, D.C., obviously affected by the metrics that are around in terms of case counts and hospital counts and what have you. Does that, are you guys going to follow some of the recommendations that the mayor has put out, or are you going to wait for the CDC to make their recommendations before you change any of the activities on this campus?
We'll wait for the CDC, and they've said, and I know you had a COVID briefing a little bit earlier today, that they're continuing to review mask guidelines and how different communities in the country should assess them, but we'll wait for the CDC to make any changes here.
And on the Supreme Court, I think I've thought of one more way.
Okay, go ahead.
Which is only to say that when the president said the other day that he was considering about 4 nominees, did he mean 3? Did about 4 mean 3?
The president meant about 4, and I don't have anything further to add to that. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I actually do have another way to get at that.
Go ahead.
With the president traveling tomorrow, could you rule out that the announcement would come this week, and would you flesh out more details on what you expect the announcement to look like? Sometimes we've seen them take place in prime time with events in the East Room. Is that what the president's looking at for his announcement?
We don't have any details on that to preview at this point in time.
I had to try.
I appreciate it. Go ahead.
And on the state of California, a couple of California-themed questions for you. So the EPA is finalizing a rule that would give California a waiver and the authority to set its own emissions standards. Why does the administration think it's important for California to have the ability to set its own emissions standards?
This is a great question. I know I have something on this, but I don't have it in front of me, so let me get to you after the briefing.
Absolutely, and to follow up on that though, even with the waiver, California is expected largely to stick to the Biden administration standards, but the president has indicated in the past that he does look to California on these issues. So if California were to institute stricter standards, say on either heavy-duty vehicles, for instance, would that be something that the administration would seriously consider mirroring?
It's a good question, but I don't have anything to predict or preview on that front. Obviously, the president's objective remains lowering emissions in the country and reaching his ambitious climate goals that he's set. But in terms of what future steps look like, I don't have anything to predict at